Anybody has a question? Do you have a question? Do you want to ask the plaintiff? Please, let's remain within the questions of the charges themselves. Your Honor, if you allow me to talk, and if I'm wrong, just correct me. In the name of God, fight them. Fight them. God will harm them with your hands, and He will extend His bliss on those believers. Word of Holy God. I am very saddened, first of all, and you, the court, and yourself, you know that I am frank in what I say in my positions. And because of that, I wish that you bear with me my frankness, not for in the defense of Saddam Hussein. What matters is that Iraq remains high up and keeps its dignity, and the Arab nation keeps its dignity too. Please go ahead to your questions. Please give me a chance to talk. Don't interrupt me. Your Mr. First Judge, the position that I have, that you were put in, how can a judge like you accept to play this role? And that is to cut the witnesses, to interrupt the defendants, to interrupt their lawyers. In all these 3 sessions, please, you can't interrupt the plaintiffs. Yes, what I've seen here is that the total time that the plaintiff has and what I have is not the same. The court gives you enough time for your defense. Please, go ahead. Go ahead. I heard so many interruptions from you, whether to the lawyers, to the defendants. So, Your Honor, please, if you accept to this abuses, that's fine. Or if you are under pressure, then we understand. You are probably under pressure to do what you're doing. The Iraqi justice is independent and is free. When a leader asked you in Basra, he called a judge on the phone. Just one phone call. The justice is based on faith and love, and the judge is fair in his behavior, and he has to show it in court while presiding. But how the judge behaves is what matters, not what they say. Whether it's a judge or a president or a minister, what matters is not what they say, is what they do. Your Honor, in the memorandum that I gave to you, yes, today I received the memorandum. Yeah, in the second day, the day the second day after the last session was adjourned, I sent it to you. They took copies of it. Yes, I got it today. And this, again, I want to put this on the record. And I'm calling on you how can you hold a session before knowing or before having a chance to read what's in the memoranda and what's been in the interrogation? Can the court start from nowhere? Or is the trial start based on what the investigation? All right, let's get over this issue. You see what's written on the hand of Saddam Hussein? Regardless of the titles, in the human meanings, this man here, or any Iraqi, real, true Iraqi, Kurdi, Arab, from Karbala, from Tikrit, wherever, but Iraqi heart and blood and soul and standpoint. They are as important as Saddam Hussein. True or right or wrong, that's not a problem, but Saddam Hussein cannot take the Holy Quran with him, and he is unable to get papers and pencil. But to this man here, he can have all his time to remember, to be reminded, and it was all my papers and my pens were taken from me, and I was told that it was your order, Your Honor. Your Honor, when I speak, you see, I'm your brother. I'm your brother, your fellow Iraqi. I don't care about being hanged or being executed. I don't fear being executed. I don't fear anything. Just look at my history from 1959 to now. Yes, I have a question. So now the time is limited for me. Yes, okay, I understand it's the rule, but why is it only... Yes, you need to use this time only for things in your defense. We're talking about one specific charge. The plaintiff or the witness is talking about something specific. If you have a question to the plaintiff, just face him with it. Yes, of course, I can face him specifically, and I'm sad to do this one of my sons here. And again, I'm not defending myself, I'm defending Iraq, I'm defending the Iraqi public, and I'm defending, regardless of anything. I served you during 30 years. If you have a question, just go ahead. Please give me time. Give me time and stop interrupting me. I'm not defending myself, I'm defending you. He can bring records, but Saddam Hussein has to bring the things that he wants to remember on his hand. And I told them, why don't you give him papers? He has papers. Yes, after I asked for them. Is this fairness? Is this justice? The defendant doesn't need papers. I want you to be sabers and lances in the face of the enemies. So this man here, the incidents that he lived, please don't interrupt my son. Maybe the pressures that happened to his family members have put him in a very peculiar psychological position, of course, for his own health balance. Please, I here request that an independent institution takes care of him. Not an institution from Iraq, but an independent. If he needs help, please do help him. If he needs assistance, health assistance, please go ahead and do it. If he is right, then serve him with justice. He said that Saddam Hussein went to the party headquarters. Now he's talking to the public. He's talking in the opening. This is preparation. This is a theater, a masquerade, so that everybody listens to him. And the prosecutor said Saddam Hussein interrogated him. It is ridiculous. It is absolutely ridiculous. And you never allowed us to cross interrogate. If Saddam Hussein ever visited the party headquarters at that time or at any other time, then anything he says is fine, is correct. Not only everything is correct, but everything he said about Saddam Hussein, even whatever he might have said about Taha and about what he said about Barzan, and everything is correct. If Saddam Hussein is ever declared to or shown to have hit an Iraqi with his hand, then all what he says is right. If Mohammed Aish, the Minister of Education, is right, if Mohammed Aish is in Abu Ghraib prison, then he's right. The witness says that he saw his name on in the cell, not the minister. He never saw the minister at the prison. After all, Your Honor, if I ask you a question, give me if I asked you, give me the name of any person. You have someone that whose date of birth you know, except your own family. Would you know that? Please, you address your questions to the witness, plaintiff, not to me. Maybe you know the date of birth of other people. I need to defend Iraq. I'm not defending myself. This man knows by heart the date of birth of people. How did he know them? How can he remember the date of birth of people who are not related to him? So there is a motive to this. There is. And of course, this man has been all set up and prepared, and he was brainwashed and